Before Titanic became history, she was only an impossible dream. The White Star Line wanted more than a ship. They wanted a masterpiece. A partnership between visionaries would create the world's greatest liner. Every great ship begins as lines drawn on paper. An expert naval architect would transform those drawings into a ship that could become reality. 882 feet of steel began with thousands of engineering drawings. Only one shipyard had the skill to build her. Thousands of hands would transform steel into legend. Before Titanic could rise, the shipyard itself had to transform. A giant steel framework was built to lift Titanic toward the sky. The gantry became one of the largest structures on Earth. Powerful cranes would carry Titanic's heaviest pieces. Titanic would rise beside her sister ship, Olympic. Every inch mattered before the first piece of steel was placed. The world's most famous shipyard was ready for its greatest challenge. The first steel sections arrived. Titanic had begun. Every steel plate was tested before becoming part of Titanic. The foundation of Titanic descended into place. Piece by piece, her steel backbone stretched across the yard. The keel was complete. The giant was ready to rise. With the keel complete, Titanic began growing upward. Every curve of Titanic was shaped from thousands of individual steel pieces. Powerful presses forced steel into Titanic's precise shape. Thousands of steel components waited to become Titanic's skeleton. One by one, Titanic's ribs began reaching toward the sky. Precision decided whether Titanic would stand strong or fail. Titanic's famous bow began rising from the slipway. At the opposite end, engineers shaped Titanic's powerful stern. Massive beams created the floors of Titanic's 9 decks.
For the first time, Titanic looked like a ship.
The skeleton needed a skin strong enough for the Atlantic.
Raw steel was transformed into perfectly shaped hull plates. Each plate was cut to fit Titanic's unique curves.
Some plates weighed more than a small house. Steel plates slowly covered Titanic's enormous frame. Every plate required thousands of permanent connections. Hidden beneath Titanic was an extra layer of protection. The steel skeleton disappeared beneath a powerful outer shell. Slowly, Titanic became the largest ship ever built. The hull was finished. Now Titanic needed the power to move. 3 million rivets would hold Titanic together across the Atlantic. Every rivet began as a glowing piece of iron. Seconds mattered. A hot rivet had to travel instantly. 4 workers turned red-hot iron into permanent strength. Every joint was checked because the ocean allowed no mistakes. Inside Titanic, engineers built hidden walls against disaster. Heavy doors could seal sections of the ship instantly. Beneath the decks, Titanic's mechanical heart began taking shape. 29 boilers would create Titanic's enormous power. Steel sheets were curved into gigantic pressure chambers. Each boiler weighed more than a railway locomotive. Rows of boilers filled Titanic's hidden industrial world. Titanic needed engines powerful enough to move a floating city. 2 giant engines would drive Titanic through the ocean. A third engine added speed and efficiency. Thousands of parts had to work together perfectly. The engines were connected to Titanic's 3 enormous propellers. 3 bronze propellers would push Titanic across the Atlantic.
For the first time, Titanic's mechanical heart awakened.
The power was installed. Now Titanic needed a soul. The steel giant was complete. Now Titanic would become a palace. Here, thousands of craftsmen would transform steel into elegance. Above the machinery, Titanic's living spaces began to rise.
4 enormous funnels gave Titanic her unforgettable silhouette.
Piece by piece, Titanic received her famous profile. Titanic carried an electrical system like a small city. Powerful generators would bring Titanic to life after sunset.
Thousands of electric lights transformed the ship at night. Hidden systems carried water, air, and comfort throughout the ship. Luxury was created by thousands of skilled hands. Some cabins were designed like luxury hotel suites.
The dining room was designed to impress hundreds of guests.
A glass dome would fill Titanic's staircase with sunlight. Even relaxation spaces received extraordinary detail.
Every passenger would experience Titanic's attention to detail. From here, officers would command the world's largest ship.
Titanic carried one of the most advanced communication systems of her time.
After years of construction, Titanic finally felt alive. Titanic was no longer just a machine. She had become a floating palace. Before sailing, Titanic received her final safety equipment. Every mechanism had to work when lives depended on it. The final colors transformed steel into the Titanic everyone remembers. Her famous colors made her instantly recognizable. One name would soon become known around the world.
Deep below deck, engineers prepared Titanic's powerful heart.
Thousands of workers prepared the machines that would move the ship. Every cabin, corridor, and room received final approval. After years of work, Titanic was ready. After 3 years of construction, Titanic finally moved. Engineers pushed her machinery to its limits. Titanic cut through the ocean for the first time. Her enormous size was tested against the ocean. The world's newest ocean liner was officially approved. Titanic arrived, ready to begin her historic voyage. Thousands of dreams walked aboard the ship, built by thousands of hands. On April 10th, 1912, Titanic began her maiden voyage.
Behind Titanic's legend were thousands of forgotten workers. More than a century later, Titanic remains a symbol of human ambition.
This is how Titanic was made. A story of steel, skill, and human imagination.